here with Audra Savage. Audra earned an LLM with an emphasis in law and religion and is now working on her SJD. So what brought you to the field of law and religion and specifically to Sizzler?
Well, I worked for 10 years as a corporate attorney, and I looked up one day and decided that I was not fulfilled in my career. I thought I would love it. I would be, a merger and acquisitions queen, and I would do the deal. And I did that, but I just wanted more. And I felt like I'd been given God-given opportunities and blessings to go to the schools that I went to, and it should mean something. So I was at church one day, and for our afternoon session, we had a guest speaker talked about international religious freedom and what it meant around the world to practice the faith that you wanted to practice, whatever faith that was, and how hard it was for people and how oppressive it was for some people. And we take it for granted here in America, and it really touched me that people could not buy a Bible if they wanted to, or they couldn't go to a mosque if they wanted to. So a few weeks after that, we had another speaker at church who spoke about constitutional law and the First Amendment and religious freedom here in America. And that really just ignited some deep down passion I had once upon a time for constitutional law. And I thought, this is meaningful. This is the frontier. If we look around in the news, most issues in this country or even abroad deal with religion in some form or fashion. And so I thought, this is it. This is what I want to do with my career. And I want to pivot and change from corporate law to religious freedom, religious liberty work. But having been a lawyer for 10 years as a corporate lawyer, I felt I didn't have the skills just to hop into religious freedom work. So being the nerd that I've always been, I thought about what I should do, how I can specialize in religious freedom. So I was sitting there at my sister-in-law's graduation at the University of Vermont, and she was getting her master's degree in public policy. And I thought, master's? School? Maybe I should go back to school. I remember something called the LLM back in law school. Let me see if they have a master's in law and religion or religious freedom. Not really sure what it looked like. So sitting there in the ceremony, I Googled law and religion, LLM. And of course, the first thing that popped up was Emory and Sizzler. And I thought, I remember Emory. I went to debate camp here and during the summers in high school. I actually applied to Emory for undergrad, and I had very fond memories of Emory. So I thought, Emory's a great school, and they have this program called Center for Study of Law and Religion. Let me see what that's about. So I did a little bit more research, Googled it a little bit more, and I also did more Googling and to find other programs around the country who had programs like Emory and were doing what Emory was doing at Sizzler. And I learned that Sizzler was the first. And in my mind, the first is always the best. So I did a little bit more research and researched Professor Berman, Professor Weddy. And what I really liked about Sizzler was that it was not sitting and resting on its laurels of being the first and being the greatest. They were dynamic. They had programs going on. They were attuned to what was going on in the world around us. And they're really honing into that and using their expertise and their knowledge to bring it to bear, not only for themselves and the ivory tower, but also for the public as well. So to me, it was a natural choice to choose Sizzler.
And what do you plan on doing professionally?
That's a good question. When I got here, all I wanted to do was just learn. And now that I'm into second year of my doctorate degree, my SJD degree, I'm thinking about what is it that will be meaningful? How can I make an impact with the knowledge that I've been given here at Sizzler? And I think for me, it's policy and advocacy work. I was in Washington, D.C. working as a lawyer before I moved to Atlanta to attend Sizzler. So I think going back to D.C. is probably the best move in terms of what I want to do. So I'm thinking about government work, nonprofit, non-governmental organizations who are looking at religious freedom, not only here in America, but also abroad. And I think DC really is kind of the mothership, if you will, for all things law and religion, all things religious freedom. So probably moving back there to look at that kind of work.
Great, thank you.
Sure.